It's Vlog Friday. Again, technical difficulties. But I just pressed on through. And I pray myself through a lot of these. That I don't know why my cameras that I love so much, this is my favorite camera, Logitech, it hates my cheap Lenovo laptop. So it won't work. And yet I think the picture's crisper and clearer with the Logitech, but the Lenovo doesn't like it, and the Hewlett-Packard jumps through it. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to press on because I have something that I want to share, something on my heart that I want to share today. This Vlog Friday. Vlog Friday. Vlog Friday. This is Vlog Friday. Yay, Vlog Friday! Now, if you know me, you know that I love languages. I love everything about languages. For several years, I taught applied linguistics and linguistics. The idea is that language is very much a God-ordained, God-breathed thing. And the human race is the only species on Earth that has language, actual communicating language. You will say a sentence today that you've never said before in your life. We do it all the time. Language is creative. Language is dynamic. Languages give us the ability to express our hearts and our minds. They're miraculous, and they set us apart from all other species on Earth. And languages are very universal. There's a lot of universals in languages. All languages have a word for mom. All languages have a word for dad. All languages have a word for food. But where we start getting the diversity is not all languages have words for the compass, north, south, east, and west. In fact, the Aboriginal tribes of Australia, they didn't have north, south, east, and west in their original languages. They would just say over there, or behind me, or in front of me. But they didn't have north, south, east, and west. Oh, Spanish and Japanese don't have causal verbs. So when people get upset reading Japanese history books, that it looks like the Japanese aren't taking complete responsibility for their part in World War II, it's just they don't have the verbs for it. In Spain, if somebody broke a vase, so you ask your son, how did this vase get broken? There's no conjugation to be able to explain causal, that he can't say, I broke this vase. He can say, I touched the vase and the vase broke. I was near the vase and the vase fell over. So causal verbs, those are serious. We need causal verbs, especially people like me who are a little bit retentive. So I look at language and I just love it. And I am thrilled with how God communicates. And in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And God spoke the worlds into existence through his mouth. He spoke the worlds. So what language would be, probably in my mind, the closest to God's heart would be Hebrew, because that's the language of his chosen people. And when he first communicated to a nation, it was in Hebrew. When he wrote the 10 commandments with his finger on the stone plates and gave them to Moses. Communication, the law, it was all in Hebrew. Well, a buddy of mine named Thane Hutcherson Uri, he was raised by missionaries. He is now a professor at Asbury. Thane is a genius, but he's one of those geniuses that doesn't act like a genius. Isn't that the best kind? He's so brilliant. And he did a beautiful post recently on how we view God in the past and how we view him in the future. And he looks beautifully and really unpacks Hebrew words, the Hebrew language, that Hebrew children would completely understand, but native English speakers like myself miss these beautiful nuances and these rich facets of the language simply because we don't have those elements in the English language. But what it all boils down to is when we think about Moses saying to God, well, they're not going to listen to me when I go before the Pharaoh or I go to the Hebrew children enslaved. Oh, what am I going to tell them? And God says, tell them I am sent you. I am. And that is a huge context. That is also in the description of Jesus Christ, the same today, yesterday, and forever. Jesus Christ is the same today, yesterday, and forever. God, the same. He is the I am. And Thayne does this wonderful explanation of faith and also how we view things that occur to us in our walk with God. And I love the way he boils it down to this one irreducible complexity. Faith isn't just walking and calling the things that aren't as though they were. And faith isn't just the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. But true faith in God is walking backwards. I love it. We're walking backwards, and we better be walking backwards. And the whole purpose of the Vlog Friday is that to remind us of God's faithfulness. I walk backwards because I'm keeping my eyes on the faithfulness of God. What God has done for me in the past, He will even do better things for me in the future. And that's why we have faith. Faith that is built on what we have seen. That's why God told the Hebrew children, write these things down, rehearse them, remind them to your children, rehearse them, tell your children, build these altars of remembrance, put these on your head. Because it's the way our faith works, is that we rehearse and we review and we remind each other, this is what God has done in the past. And if He has done it then, He will do it in our future. We should look back at our walks with God and how He has answered prayer and intervened and provided miracles. Look at those and say, oh my God, He didn't fail me then and He's not going to fail me in the future. I don't know about you, but from now on, I'm walking backwards. I'm going to constantly keep my eye on God's faithfulness to me and all that He's done for me in the past. And that's the whole purpose of Vlog Friday anyway, to rehearse what God has done and to remind each other of His faithfulness to us. That true faith is remembering. True faith is looking and saying, God, I trust you, completely trust you, because you have never failed me. And He is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above and beyond anything that we could think or ask, because He's faithful. I don't know what you're believing God for right now. I don't know what you need to be trusting Him for, but I want you to know that how God has provided for you in the past, not only will He do that again, but He will do exceedingly better and even more than you could imagine. Well, this has been Vlog Friday. I hope you have a great weekend. I love you. I want to speak blessings to you. And I want to encourage you, walk backwards. Because faith really is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not yet seen. But our God is able, and He will do it again. Blessings. I'll see you next week.